One of my latest posts I had written here, if you're sowing money to reap money, you're into works, you're into the flesh, and out of grace, out of sonship. Now, we've had this for years. We have had this problem in the church, teaching on you need to sow money to get money from God, based upon Luke 6:38, verses like that. But if you read those verses in context, dead wrong. And these kinds of teachings only work for the preachers, those who teach on it, because the people, they want more money. They give to the preacher, and it fills up his pockets. It fills up his bank accounts, but it doesn't fill up yours. So let's get the whole counsel of God on this, all right? What kind of father, even in the natural, all right? I got to get some good lighting here. What kind of father in the natural expects his children to give him money, give him 10%, whatever, an offering, so that the father can give their children what they need, their provision? How many fathers do you know do that? If you know any, that man or that woman, mother, they deserve to be in jail. All right? So everything has to be taught in context with the foundation of all foundations, which is back in the garden, right? Where God had provided everything, not only for Adam and Eve, but for mankind, all right? He had provided everything freely, right? Everything. The gold, everything was in there, right? Read Genesis. Read the first 2 chapters, all right? The trees freely eat from, yeah. So now we've got these teachings in the church that we need to give to the man of God so that we can prosper, right? No, your prosperity is dependent upon your sonship, right? That's what the Lord told me years ago. Your provision is based upon your sonship, not your giving. Now, you got to get into the Word. You got to get into prayer. You got to get into your relationship with your Father, fellowship with the Father, and according to His Word, and what His Word has to say about provision, and what His Word has to say about sonship. All right? Because not a lot of Christians, most Christians are not walking in their sonship, number one. All right? So we got to fix that. All right? And then the provision has to come by faith as well. All right? So I'm leaving a lot of verses out here. I don't want to get into a deep teaching. I just wanted to do a little exhortation on this post that I had made maybe about a week ago, and I didn't get a lot of likes. And I know why, because a lot of preachers don't like those kinds of posts, because it's going to hinder God's people from giving to them. But the thing is, though, if preachers would get a hold of their sonship and get a hold of their provision, God would be able to give them even more than what they're getting from God's people, because God's people are not your provision. God is your provider and not God's people. Shalom and amen.